Welcome to another informational video from Salzano Custom Concrete. This video is part of a short series that we're doing, a few different parts with respect to concrete cracking, and this particular video is specifically on cracks that occur where they're supposed to and cracks that occur not where they're supposed to. So I want to focus on this one slab right here, and I'll kind of point. So this piece here that goes around here, goes in the back, comes around, and comes around over here, kind of a big rectangle. This concrete is new. I would say this is probably less than a year old, this area. I'm kind of in a new neighborhood here with house building still going on. But anyway, so here's what I want to show you. So the control joints, if you watch the other parts to this series, you will recognize these control joints, these grooves that are tooled into the concrete. These weaken the concrete and they become the path of least resistance where we want the crack to occur. And we can see already right here, again, just like in the other videos, you can see the hairline crack that's down at the base of these grooves worked successfully here most of the places. So here's what I want to show you: cracks that occur where they're supposed to, cracks where they're not supposed to. And I would say we use the number 95% of the time they are where they're supposed to be, but I want to show you a case where it's not where it's supposed to be. So this joint right here has a crack that runs all the way down. Starts here, and on this particular joint, crack runs all the way down. This is, I don't know, 20 feet down here. And again, the crack is tucked there nicely in the control joint. But as you can see, as we get toward the end, look what happened. The crack here now occurs and jumps out and runs over here diagonally. So, I don't know, what is that? 2 feet of 20 feet of crack jumped out diagonally. And now the irony, as I mentioned in one of the other videos, is, you know, if this happened on a job that where maybe a contractor was associated, the customer calls and says, you know, I'm worried about this crack. I see a crack that occurred here. This happened early. And again, you know, my response to that is always the same. Number one, concrete cracks. Number two, it cracks early. Typically within the first 30 days, these cracks occur. Number three, these control joints are 95% effective. They work very, very well, but there's 5% of the time where this kind of thing can happen. It really is out of the control of the contractor. There's a little bit of Mother Nature involved with this. And for this piece of crack, there is a fill, there's an epoxy fill that can be put in there. But, you know, the people that say, I'm worried about water getting in there, I'm worried about it getting worse, well, why aren't you worried about this part? You know, I've got a crack here that is identical. It is literally the same crack. Part of it's in the joint, part of it's not in the joint. Why aren't people worried about water getting in the crack that's in the joint? You know, I have gone on these calls where this happens on some work that we've done, and I hear the same thing all the time. People point to this part, I'm worried about water getting in here, and I'm looking at, you know, 20 feet of crack that's all completely by design. And so the answer is, there is no reason to be concerned with this crack or that crack. They don't get worse. It's all steel reinforced concrete. Really nothing to worry about except for aesthetics. It's ugly. Nobody likes to see a random visible crack like this. I understand that, but please be advised. You know, if you're thinking about getting concrete or you have concrete, this is part of the deal. This is part of the risk. There's a 5% chance, as we tell people, you'll get a crack that's not in a joint. You have to be okay with that. If you're not okay with it, don't buy concrete. Just plain and simple as that. There is an epoxy fill, like I said, that can be put in there. Makes it look a little bit better. And for those worried about water getting in there, sure, it would help with that as well. So anyway, that's really the point of this video, is to talk again about concrete cracks that occur where they're supposed to, and those unfortunate times where cracks jump out and they occur as a random visible hairline crack like the one that you see here. Anyway, that's it for now. This is part 4, Salzano Custom Concrete, informational videos, this series on cracks in concrete. Thanks again.